All right, we start off with a close up of my face as I stare at the monitor, and now I stare at the camera. I suppose that looks all right. It is February the 10th, 2021. To borrow a phrase from a well known broadcaster, day two of the journal. Of course, he used to say it about day two of somebody's presidency, but you might know the guy anyway. Now, day two, I realized that in day one, I only gave you one out of two reasons that I wouldn't be able to do this blog every day. Um, the second reason, go back and check it. I said there's two reasons, and then I only gave you one. The other one is my health. I won't be able to do it every day for the same reason I won't be able to walk around the yard twice every day. The body just won't do it. That's the way it is. But today I can do it. I wasn't sure I would, but my lady built me a very strong pot of coffee. Cheers. And that has helped to kickstart this tired old body. Now it's a marvelous day. Emin, the lady that works for us, amongst the other things that she does, she also gets work crews for us. And a couple of people, she's put out the word down where she lives. And a couple people have answered, a lady and a gentleman. And they'll be coming up tomorrow to trim out our bamboo. It's gotten a little overcast in our yard, even when it's sunny. We have this marvelous butong bamboo and ornamental Chinese bamboo, as it's called here. The ornamental is yellow with thin green striping. It looks really pretty, but it grows very, very tall, as does the giant butong that we've got. And every now and again, and this is the now and again, it's got to be cut down and the yard opened up for a little air and sunshine. Now, it's a natural air conditioning that we've created with the bamboo. We planted it on three sides of our house, and it has very nicely grown up and come over. So we have a dome, a living dome of bamboo over our house, which keeps it cool, but it also keeps it moist. And you get a certain amount of fungus and spores and what have you, which is not good for Milady with her allergies. Probably not good for me either. So we're trimming it out today, and we'll get more sun, or starting tomorrow, we'll get more sunshine. The vegetable patch will do better because it'll have more sunshine. I don't think the geese will mind. And the turtles in the pond will enjoy the sunshine too. They'll come out and bask in it in the daytime. Plus, the added bonus is that we have in on three sides. That's actually hard to say because we have an L-shaped yard, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 sides, but we have a bamboo fence on quite a bit of it. That's enough charcoal. And it's time to replace some of it. So the cut bamboo will be split open, cut to length, and put up as fencing. It'll last, oh, I don't know, 8 to 12 months before it quits blocking the view. It doesn't block sound, but it does block the view. Gives us privacy. And it, well, this is in the category of I'm having so much fun I might as well be watching paint dry. But with our bamboo fence, you can watch it change in color and as it returns to the earth. And it's a beautiful transformation. So that's today. And the toilet, it turns out that taking the hose off wasn't really the solution. It started to run again, so we're going to get a new mechanism in the toilet. Dennis, if he has a fault, and it's not really a fault, I don't think, is that he tends to buy the least expensive. This is what you get when you don't have a lot of money all your life. You don't look at the best. You don't buy a Rolls Royce, you buy a Volkswagen. But it means that the Chinese quality problem comes into play. So we'll get a better quality one and put it in on Sunday. He'll come up. Of course, there's the blog to make, which I'm doing. And I've decided I like the look of the white backed flowers that I've been shooting. It looks good on the blog to me. You have the nice white going into the other side, and there's the video up in the corner and a little bit of writing, and it all looks like one nice organic piece. So I'm going to keep putting I'll have some different white flower shots in time, but I'll keep putting those up at the start for a while. And for those of you who, and I'm thinking about Kathy Jean and Heather and a few others, Brenda, Rick, Donna, who enjoy my photography. I'm going to tag a picture on at the end of the blog. So instead of seeing the picture and the video and then this is made in Microsoft Sway, you'll see picture, video, and pretty picture of whatever I took a shot of. So the photography will still be there, but I like the way it looks with those white background shots, how it all fades into one. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'll just put in the white flower and my video, and then I'll tag a picture on the end of it. I don't know what picture, but I'll find one. I may even take one today. I don't know if I'll get anything good out of it, but I've got that vase and the pink flower. There are some really, I know it sounds funny, but some really neat bubbles on the stem of the flower that's still in the vase. And it could be an interesting effect. I don't know if I'm awake enough to do it today. It's a sleepy day. I even fell asleep at the lunch table having lunch. So you can imagine how much I'm enjoying the coffee, talking about that. Oh. Excuse me. Yeah, lunch. Now there's I told you this is just going to be about my life. Lunch today was a very simple lunch. It was lunch and breakfast. I forgot how to swallow. I tend to my sleep pattern is, for now, I go to bed about 2 o'clock. I usually toss and turn until 3 or going on 4, and then I get to sleep, and I'll sleep maybe until noon. Uh, so I don't actually have breakfast. So the meal I had at 12 o'clock, call it what you will, but it was a fried goose egg with coffee, strong, and a nice thick slice, darn near a slab. My lady was very generous with the bread today, but it was homemade oatmeal bread, and it is delicious. Uh, One of the joys of this lockdown and working at home is that Myra has developed a real talent for making bread. I mean, she explores with the recipes, and it doesn't help my waistline very much. I can resist anything but fresh bread. It's my one weakness. Of course, there are others, but I'll talk about those another day. I like to keep it limited if I can. And today, it is her bread. And when you dip it into the yolk of a goose egg and that golden sunlight yellow scent of pure delight and heaven, and the texture and thickness of it on your tongue is just so good. I gotta tell you. Now, for those of you that don't know, here a little aside, that the reason I'm trying to wax poetically about that egg is that a goose egg, the yolk is darn near as big as 2 regular chicken eggs put together. It is a huge egg. In the shell, a good-sized goose egg is easily 3 times the size of a regular chicken egg. And it is incredibly tasty. Even the white has a flavor to it, because instead of this millimeter thick thing, you've got a centimeter thick egg white that has flavor and taste. And boy, when you have fresh bread dipped into that yolk, you've got a meal. And that's what I had for lunch. Dinner? Well, like I said, the lady that works in our yard also does some shopping. And today she brought up finger bananas. She knows I love bananas, so she tries to keep me in supply when our own bananas aren't ready to eat. We've got some growing now that'll be ready in another month or so. But she brought up finger bananas. Now, they are called finger bananas because they are much longer than Donald Trump's fingers. But your average man or a long-fingered lady, they come pretty close to that length. Regular banana shape, mind you, and yellow and what have you. But they're about the size of a full-grown man or woman's fingers. So they call them finger bananas. And they have, even when they're ripe, they have a bite to them. Not quite a lemon bite, but a very mild lemon bite, maybe. Or, yeah, a very mild bit of acid in them. They're sweet, but there's still that pop of freshness that you don't have in the custard bananas. Now, those you don't usually get in Canada, but when they're fully ripe, you open them up and you eat them, and it's like eating custard. They are sweet and soft and just delicious. These are the exact opposite of a custard banana, which, if you don't know, a custard banana means nothing. I know. But I'll probably have Myra's making bread, so if she makes it in time, I'll have a fresh homemade, probably oat bread, maybe milk bread, uh, banana sandwich or two for dinner. Tasty and delicious. I'll try for a walk and I'll try for doing some camera work. Got a jigsaw puzzle I'm working on. I'll watch more of the British. It's darn near a soap opera, but not quite. It's in that genre though. Called Heartbeat. Highly recommended. Rick, you'd love it. They got lots of old motorcycles in it. No Harleys, but they've got all sorts of British iron from the late 50s, early 60s. And they're beautiful motorcycles. They've even got them usually in the background shots in the garage, but the hero rides a 500 or 650 BSA Gold Star police motorcycle. The bad guys usually ride big ones too. Really quite interesting. Though there was once the bad guy rode a little scooter. So you can't really tell with this show. It's kind of a neat show to watch. You know it has nothing to do with reality. It's not meant to be a real life drama. It's meant to be a fantasy in a small English village with good guys and bad guys and a few nefarious characters. The plot line's always the same. The dramatic actors have their storyline, and the comic relief ne'er-do-wells, not the bad guys, but the ne'er-do-wells, the scoundrels, have their line, and usually the scoundrel line involves trying to get rich quick and it doesn't work. Somewhat like the thief I was once told about. The mother of a girl I was going out with knew some nefarious people. And one of the men that she knew broke into a warehouse and stole shoes. Crates of shoes, thinking he'd make a reasonable profit selling them off. And it's not an assumption that doesn't make sense. The only trouble was he stole only left shoes, and they were boxes of send these out to the stores so they can put them in their window and people would come in and buy them. So he stole boxes of just left-sided shoes, left-handed shoes, left-footed. Couldn't sell them off. Had all these things, just had to dump them. They're that type of scoundrels. They don't hurt anybody. They poach a rabbit or two, and they try a con job now and again, but everybody gets off with their money back unless they're a bad guy, and then they get stung. And as I say, it's got interesting motorcycles, and you get to cheer for the good guys and boo and hiss at the bad guys. It has nothing to do with reality. It's not meant to. So take a look at it. It's called Heartbeat. You'll find it on YouTube. A British series ran for 19, 20 years, I think. So there's lots of them to watch. They're hour-long shows. Quite good, actually. And you and Heather, you should, and CJ, and Alan, if you're going to see this, the end of the first hero's run in the show, after 7 years he leaves the show with his wife, and just because people needed a better closing than they actually gave in the show, they follow the hero to Canada, where he joins the RCMP. That's what he went to do. He signs up with the RCMP. He goes through their training. he was already a skillful street fighter, but with the RCMP military training, he becomes darn near Superman. And they stick him, he and his wife and daughter, in a northern community, somewhere northern Alberta, Manitoba, not northern BC, but northern interior. Small white community, Indian reserve. He's the only policeman for both places. And he's in the RCMP, and he refuses to use, and usually even to wear, his sidearm. That's in, I think, in season 7. It's worth watching that one, if nothing else. Anyway, this has gone on long enough. The rest of the day awaits me out there. I'm gonna try to do a stumble around the yard and not fall down. Y'all take care, stay smart, and for God's sake, or for Allah's sake, or for Buddha's sake, or for your own sake and safety, wear a mask. Now you're going to get another close-up of me as I turn off the video. Okay, button there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gone.